Oh yeah, there I am. Okay. So thank you guys all for coming to Computer Science Huddle. Colin's going to give us some great information, and then we're going to move it over to Meaghan Flaherty. But Colin, take it away.
Okay. I was just talking about Magic School AI. They just released a new AI for students, but the only way that the students can access it is through their teacher. So as a teacher, you can go on to Magic School AI, and on the left-hand side, you'll see a link to set up a classroom. And you can go there, and right now there's 42 different tools that you can include, and you can only, you can include as much or as little as you want of their tools. And I included them all just to let my students see them, and for the most part, they really enjoyed them. But there's some great AI tools there to play with, and so you'll just have to check it out. I will go ahead and put in the chat the address for the Magic School AI.
That sounds awesome. Thank you. I just
Welcome.
got on there and I'm like, this looks super cool. So you guys should check it all out. All right, Meaghan, you want to give us the lowdown?
Yeah, sure. I'm happy to. Could you give me permission to share my screen?
Of course.
Thanks.
I can give you permission to do whatever you like. Sure. Okay, let's see if it'll let me.
Yeah, and while you're doing that, I just want to say thank you for having me to share a little bit about Girls Who Code. I'm super excited to be here. My name's Meaghan. I'm an outreach operations specialist at Girls Who Code, and I live in Bend, Oregon, but I've been fortunate enough to travel to Wyoming several times, and I really enjoy it. Let's see.
Well, good. And I just made you co-host because I'm always scared that if I don't have one, if something happens, this all goes down. So I figured it's just easier to do that at this point.
All right, let's see what is going on here. Sorry, guys. Sorry, let me try that again. Okay, I got a really weird message that I hadn't seen before, but all is well. Yeah, so if anybody is interested in signing in for some follow-up info, you're welcome to scan the QR code on the screen. I'll also have it at the end if you miss it, but I'll give a couple seconds if folks are interested in signing in.
Meaghan, I'm not seeing your desktop.
Oh, really?
Maybe it's just me.
No, I'm not either. It just says Meaghan.
No, I'm not either.
Okay,
Started screen sharing.
let me
That's so
try
weird.
again.
Should we try this again somehow? Let me make sure you're
How about now?
No.
Weird. It says it's loading on my end.
Do you want to, is there like something you can drop in the link and I'll share it? And then you
Sure,
can.
let's try that.
Okay, right on.
Thank you. And thank y'all for your patience.
Oh, I need access.
Oh gosh.
It's okay.
Let's see.
I think we're all just on super lockdown here at this point, I guess. Now.
Let's see. Okay, it should be fine. Okay, try it now.
All over. Right? Computers are great when they work. Still says I need access, but let me see if it maybe sent me an email. Sometimes that's the way that goes down.
Oh, I know why. Sorry. Let's try this. Okay, try now.
Okay. Oh, it's all sorts of loading now. Okay, let's see if I can share my screen.
And if not, I can do it without a presentation, no big deal. Okay, great.
How's that going?
It's loading. Okay, perfect. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
great. Um, yeah, so you can go ahead and go to the next slide. And the next one, I'll skip over that. Okay, thank you so much.
No problem.
And yeah, thank you all for your patience. So, Girls Who Code tackles issues impacting the gender gap, representation, workforce development, and opportunity for historically underrepresented groups in tech. We do this by providing free computer science programs that inspire, educate, and equip young women and non-binary individuals with the skills that they need to pursue 21st century opportunities. Our vision is to build a pipeline of technologists, and we want to send more young women and non-binary individuals into the tech workforce with the big goal of achieving gender parity in entry-level tech jobs by 2030. Since launching in 2012, oh, I'm clicking on my end. Sorry, can you go to the next slide? Thank you so much. I'm sorry, guys. I just was like an autopilot over here on my screen, forgetting that I'm not sharing my screen. um, okay, yeah, thank you so much. So since launching in 2012, Girls Who Code has served over 500,000 young people through our in-person and virtual programming. And out of the 580,000 individuals that we have served so far, we've welcomed 530,000 learners into our free clubs program, which introduced 3rd through 12th graders to our pipeline of programs. You can go to the next slide. Thank you. We are proud to say that 53% of our program participants are from historically underrepresented groups in tech, and we have almost 200,000 college and post-college age alums. What's even more exciting is these alums are earning computer science and related degrees at 7 times the national average. And for our 6th through 12th grade club participants specifically, we see incredible gains in computer science skills, career awareness, and awareness of the contributions of women in tech. Next slide, please. Thank you. So before I share more about our clubs program, I would love to shout out one of our clubs in Idaho. If you could go to the next slide, please. This is one of our amazing Girls Who Code clubs that is part of our partnership with the Idaho Commission for Libraries. They're at Donnelly Public Library, which is actually one of the smallest libraries in Idaho. And the facilitator, Sherry, really embodied the theme of bravery, even in her willingness to just dive right into coding. The very first day of her Girls Who Code club, alongside her students, was the first time that she got to work with Scratch. So before that, she did not know anything about it. Now the club is so large that they actually have to meet outside because there are too many members to fit inside the library with the fire hazard. So the facilitator mentioned that they listen to an inspirational video every time they start a meeting, which leads to really great conversations and just allows students to really start to explore coding and have these really rich discussions. Next slide, please. So our clubs programs are free for 3rd through 12th graders of all genders and skill levels, and they can be used in diverse settings like schools, libraries, community centers, and other nonprofits. These are designed by expert educators, and they prepare young learners through project-based activities and complementary resources. And although sisterhood is, of course, a huge part of our work at Girls Who Code, our clubs programs open to students of all genders, and everybody is welcome to participate. Next slide, please. Thank you. The clubs program is rooted in our educational philosophy that's defined by 3 central pillars. These include emphasizing more than code. So clubs go beyond computer programming skills to really support a culture of bravery and confidence building. The club's curriculum helps students develop computational thinking skills, problem solving abilities, and creativity, and empower members to be brave and take risks, which helps them build resiliency and a growth mindset to tackle challenges not only in tech, but beyond. Sisterhood creates safe environments where club members know that they belong. Members feel supported through an emphasis on community and diverse representation in the club's curriculum. And we know that young learners need more than programming materials to be successful. So by prioritizing real-world relevance and impact, clubs show how students can use computer science to change the world, no matter what they want to accomplish. So through all of this, we will provide access to virtual events like Computer Science Education Week, workshops that feature volunteers from our industry-leading corporate partners, and Girls Who Code challenges that present real-world thematic tech challenges with opportunities to win prizes. Next slide. To cater to the unique learning needs and styles of students in different age groups, we've divided our clubs program into 3rd through 5th grade clubs and 6th through 12th grade clubs. The 3rd through 5th grade program will follow a book club model. It will teach beginner level concepts with the option of completing unplugged or online challenges in Scratch. And the 6th through 12th grade program will teach computer science concepts of all difficulty levels through a flexible plug and play curriculum and self-guided tutorials. A club will generally meet for 1 to 2 hours for 10 or more sessions during a year, but there's a lot of flexibility and clubs can be structured to fit your schedule. So clubs could meet more frequently for less time or even over a handful of days for like a shortened boot camp style learning. Next slide, please. The main focus for the 3rd through 5th grade clubs is developing bravery and confidence in computer science skills. Each 3rd through 5th grade meeting will consist of 3 main parts that include an optional sisterhood activity to build community and get to know each other. Then club members will dive into guided lesson plans that are centered on Girls Who Code's books, which we have a nonfiction book, Learn to Code and Change the World, and a fiction book called The Friendship Code. And then there are optional online coding challenges in Scratch, but they could be done offline as well. Each meeting will end with a wrap up, which gives students time for feedback and reflection to help them nurture a growth mindset. Next slide. The 6th through 12th grade curriculum is structured similarly. They also start off with a sisterhood activity and end with a wrap up. Some of the main differences include our Girls Who Code tech spotlights and Learn to Code activities. The Girls Who Code tech spotlights will feature real-world examples of computer scientists and people who are using their skills in a variety of fields. And then the 6th through 12th grade club members will work through our Learn to Code activities, where they get to hone their coding skills in different programming languages like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Python, and Swift from Apple. These activities will include video and text-based instructions to guide members to explore game design, web development, creative coding, cybersecurity, data science, and AI. And they'll offer a range of difficulty levels for beginners to more advanced learners. And club members can choose their learning pathway individually or as a group based on programming language, project theme, or skill level. And then we also offer a 6th through 12th grade scope and sequence, and that will also show how our activities meet the CSTA K through 12 computer science standards. Next slide, please. Thank you. So now I'll share how you can bring clubs to your own schools. And today I am offering a special giveaway for you. And since this is being recorded and shared out, I will also allow this to apply to anyone who's catching the recording. Anyone who submits a club application today, or let's say by the end of this week, to give folks who might be catching the recording a couple days too, will receive a Starbucks gift card. And a really great thing about the clubs program is you could apply today, have a lot of time to look at the curriculum and make a plan of how you want to roll it out, and then not start until next month, this summer, or even next year. Oh, next slide, please. Okay, there's the Starbucks info, and then also next slide. Thank you. Clubs are designed so that anyone is able to start a club. You do not need any computer science experience at all. All you need to start a club is a nonprofit host site, technology and internet, and a facilitator. Your host site can be any nonprofit like a school, library, or community center. And clubs offer the flexibility to meet in person or virtually through Google Classroom, Zoom, or any other virtual conferencing platform. Technology and internet are required for our 6th through 12th grade club members, but are optional for 3rd through 5th grade clubs. The program is compatible with PCs, Macs, and Chromebooks. And iPads are also an option, but they can only be used for our beginner self-guided tutorials in the coding language of Swift. And then lastly, every club needs a facilitator. So that's the person who's going to submit the application and oversee the club. Facilitators need to be over the age of 18 and able to pass a background check if they're not an employee of the club host site. Employees of host sites like teachers at a school are not required to go through a separate background check. And most importantly, as I mentioned, there is no computer science or technical experience needed to facilitate a club. Club facilitators come from a variety of diverse roles, including teachers, librarians, nonprofit staff, and community volunteers like parents, local tech workers, or college and university students. Clubs frequently operate with just one facilitator, but there are also clubs with more than one facilitator, or clubs where the facilitator acts more as a supervisor and the students actually run their own clubs. Next slide, please. Thank you. So when you start your free club, you will unlock our webinar training, facilitation guides, and more to support your club success. And you're also going to be paired with a regional retention specialist who is there to provide live support for you if you have questions. This could include walking through Girls Who Code HQ, curriculum walkthroughs, and you're able to connect with this person however is best for you. That could be email, phone, or even a virtual meeting. Next slide, please. So if you're ready to apply, I'm happy to take a few moments to kind of walk us through the application process. So if you'd like to, you're welcome to follow along. You can do so by scanning that QR code or going to girlswhocode.com/clubsapply. And either option will get you to the application. Okay, next slide, please. Thank you. So the first step is registering for HQ. Going to drop that in the chat. If you could click again to get the other info to show up. Thank you so much. So you'll be asked for some basic information like your name and birthday to create an account to get started. And just by creating this login, you're actually able to go in and preview the curriculum. Yeah. Thank you so much. Awesome. So then next, after you've created that account, you will just go in and click the green apply button in the top right corner of the screen. And from here, you're going to be able to start a new Girls Who Code club. So you can click that apply and then start a new club. And then next, you'll be prompted to answer a few general questions about yourself and where you're planning to host your club. If you are doing your club at a school, you'll choose K through 12 school. And then you can go to the next slide. Thanks. You'll indicate the type of school you work at, whether it's public or private, and then enter the zip code where your school is located. It should then appear on the drop-down menu for you to be able to select. And then If you are starting a club, you will want to indicate that your club is affiliated with the Wyoming Department of Education. So there's a question on the application that's going to ask if you're affiliated with any Girls Who Code community partners, and you should be able to select Wyoming Department of Education from a drop-down menu. If for any reason you forget to do this or miss this step, it's not a big problem. You can just email us and we can retroactively affiliate you with Wyoming Department of Education. And then you'll be prompted to share when you are planning to start your club, which I know might be a tricky question to answer, especially if you're thinking for like next year. Just make your best guess on when you might start a club. The reason we ask for this is just so that we know, so we can check in with you and make sure that you have everything ready to go and you're all set before you get started. So if you put in your first meeting date and then you realize, oh, I need to change that, that's 100% fine. It's really just for us to know, to check in with you, to make sure that we are there to support you before your first meeting, but it can always be updated. And then the last step of the application process is to sign the participation agreement. So this should be signed by an employee of the club's host site. And if you're not able to sign the agreement, you will be prompted to list the name and contact info of someone who can. And then once you submit the application, we will reach out to this person on your behalf with a link for them to sign the agreement. And then after you submit your application and it's approved, you'll receive a confirmation email within 24 hours with a unique club code. And this is what you will use to get your students set up with your club. You'll also get access to a facilitator toolkit where you'll find everything that you need to help you get set up for your first meeting. And you can go to the next slide. Yeah, so I am happy to answer any questions. And then if you go to the next slide as well, my information is there. So you're welcome to capture that. If you would prefer to follow up with me via email, you're welcome to do so. And then that QR code is there again, if you did not get to sign up at the beginning, but would like to, or sign in, sorry. And yeah, happy to answer any questions folks may have.
Megan.
Yeah.
I just wanted to let you know that it is spring break this week for a lot of our schools. So that could be why we don't have some computer science gurus on.
Okay.
I was hoping that you would maybe extend the opportunity to sign up until sometime maybe next week, just so that people have time to catch up after spring break and then possibly watch this. And when I send out the video, I will also send out the QR code. What I'll do is I'll take a snip of it and send out the QR code along with, so that they know they can do that.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds great. And yeah, I'm happy to extend it, especially with it being spring break. Why don't we say if they sign up for a club by next Friday, like April 5th, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, does that sound like a good amount of time?
I think that's perfect.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah, any other questions? Okay, well, if you think of them later, please feel free to reach out. Thank you all again for your patience with the tech issues. My apologies.
It is a-okay. I just wanted to, let's see if I can share my screen again, since we have it on a different thing. And thank you, Megan. That was actually awesome. And today I got my Girls Who Code newsletter in my inbox. So know that you guys can also sign up for that. I would, I know I read through it and it's got some pretty cool stuff in it. So from all over. So that's really great. So I appreciate that. So cool. All right, let me try and share my screen again. Okay. So I'll just give you guys a quick lowdown on Cowgirls in STEM. And hopefully you're seeing Cowgirls in STEM. This is Ashley, who unfortunately could not be here today, but she does some really cool outreach for girls in STEM. And like I said, my daughter has traveled with her for a few years now to do this. And she absolutely loves watching the kids. She too uses Scratch. So I actually knew what that was when you said Scratch, Megan. So I feel like almost like I know things. So that was cool. But they do Scratch, and these girls do such great stuff. Last year they were in Sheridan, and I think they were up in Sheridan the year before that too. But some really cool stuff. Uh, you'll see, this is my extremely happy daughter right here, just so happy to be there. She was the youngest of the group every year. She's a freshman in college now, and let's see, she has graduated. This girl over here, I think, graduates this year. This girl is also a freshman. She's from Gillette, and then there's Ashley, who's a graduate student. So they do a lot of really cool stuff. They go up there for about a week. This year, it's my understanding that they're going to be doing it in southwestern Wyoming. So probably more like over by you, Colin, I would think, right? Evanston and maybe Rock Springs. I'm not exactly sure where, and I don't know if she has the dates set up yet, but it's really been super, super cool to just watch all this like unfold. Every year it gets cooler and better. There's a lot of girls who at the beginning, I know my daughter would come home and be like, these girls are scared, right, of computers. And by the end, they watch, they're able to get a little robot. They had like these little teeny robots that they build, move, and they think that's the coolest thing, that they are now like the biggest computer scientists in the world, I guess. I don't know, but they really do. They do a lot of cool stuff. There's camps. So this was in Sheridan College last year. And it was just a really cool time. I know my daughter just absolutely loves it. It had made me think that she was going to go into computer science, but she is not. But I think there's still time since she's only a freshman. She also wants to be a teacher because of this, but she says it doesn't make enough money because it doesn't keep her in her, Gucci slides and all her Lululemon, right? So how are you going to be a teacher? Colin, I don't see you wearing Lululemon anytime. Krista, I haven't seen you in a minute, but I don't think you wore Lululemon the last time I saw you. So, but I'll be up there soon. So maybe you got some new Lulu. I don't know.
I wish. That's definitely out of my daughter does, but
Of
she's
course she does.
a software developer, so big
Well,
difference.
yeah, it is a little different, but I have to say this has opened her eyes to so many great things. Just teaching this, I can't believe how much she's changed. Her hair is down to here, and she dresses like the biggest girly girl now, so it's very funny. But there's Zoe and Carly. Carly is a computer science major as a freshman. She's also doing, I think, like computer science and engineering. And Sarah, when I met her, I thought this was great. She's a geology graduate student. So I thought that was kind of cool and exciting. And also Ashley she does computer science, but she truly is, I think she's like an ichthyologist. I don't know. Her undergrad is in saving, I don't know, like saving the environment or something. So she does a lot of really cool, different stuff. And Alicia, her father is actually the computer science teacher up in Sheridan, at Sheridan College. Really cool lady. She just got an amazing job. She was going to do it again this year, but my daughter told me she just got an amazing job down in Denver. So she's headed to Denver, so won't be there this year. Not that you needed to know all that, but it's kind of cool when you know all the girls and they know how much, like, these girls are they're amazing the way they give their time. They have a lot of cool resources. This PB&J activity, to watch them get ready the night before, because I actually stayed with them up in Sheridan and worked remotely last year. To watch them get ready for this was so much fun, and they came home just with a million stories about the kids and how much fun they had. So that's just my 2 cents on this. And again, here's a gallery of people just having the best time ever. Here's the PBJ, right? Everybody just enjoying computer science. And I think that's so cool. And again, these girls all the girls were so quiet the first day and a half. And then by the end, everybody was exchanging emails and I mean, all the things, right? Like they were, I think my daughter still talks to one of these girls, too. So, and what's nice is this, as you can maybe tell, this team, while they're all young and doing different things, they all kind of stuck together. You know, like I said, Zoe did it from 21 to 23. She's new, but here's 21 to 23. And obviously you like it if you're giving up a week or two in your summer to do this, right? So, really, really cool stuff. So if you want some information on Girls in STEM, let me get to the homepage. I will copy this. I'll put it in the chat so you guys can take a look at it in case you know of any kids who might be interested so they can take a look and sign up when the sign up happens. And while I can't answer any questions, I can also, when I send this out, I will send out Ashley's information. So you guys can reach out to Ashley directly if you have any questions or want to say how amazing it is. So that is the story there. Does anybody have anything else that they might want to share today?
I would. So for
Hey, Abby's here and sharing. I love this.
for CSTA Wyoming, as you may or may not know, is joining up with WDE this year for the WDE Summer Conference, and we will have a computer science pathway for their conference, which is really exciting. I've only heard great things about the WDE conference. Meaghan raves on it, and we're excited to just kind of expand our reach. The great thing about this is you can cross pathways when you're there. So maybe you're a business teacher, but you're going to be teaching some computer science, or maybe you're a computer science teacher, but you've also been asked to like teach a CAD program or something different. You're welcome to, kind of go back and forth between the different pathways. We're hoping that we will also be able to maybe get some people who have never taken any computer science into a few of the sessions that we're offering to spread the awareness of computer science. So signups are open now, but we are still looking for a few computer science presenters. We still have a few slots open. So if you feel like you are have something really cool, it doesn't have to be like it's not you getting up there being like, I'm the best computer science teacher, right? It's just like you have maybe a really cool project that your kids really enjoyed and just sharing what you're doing. It doesn't have to be, like I said, a whole year-long thing. It could be a week-long, like, hey, I tried this project. It worked really well. My kids loved it. Here's what we did, sort of thing. So if you are interested in that, you can email me and I'll put my email in the chat. It can be elementary, it can be junior high, it can be high school, it can be after school program, anything like that. So we are looking for a few more people who are willing to get out and share what they're doing for computer science in our state.
Abby, I went ahead and filled out the little form applying for that. When are we going to hear whether or not we are presenting?
So we're meeting April 1st as a team to look those over. And we have quite a few submissions, which is awesome, but we have quite a few slots to fill. So yeah, you're still welcome. I think we said like we wanted them by I think like mid this month, but we still have a little bit of time left. Meaghan and I and a couple other people on our committee will be meeting on the 1st to kind of peruse through those and kind of divvy them out into their slots, and then we'll be in contact with you.
Thanks.
Yep. And presenters do get a discount on registration. So, and elementary is, I believe Wednesday is the day that we're really going to focus on elementary computer science. Elementary teachers are welcome to come to all of it. I think it's really beneficial to still go to like some of the junior high and high school sessions to see the progression of computer science and get to play with the robots and expand your knowledge. But if elementary teachers in your district can't come the whole time, if they just want one day, it'll be that Wednesday, and they can just register. It's cheaper, to just come for one day than the full 3 days. And I'll put my email as well as the conference in the chat as well.
That is awesome. Thank you, Miss Abby. Actually, Meaghan just texted me and said Abby's going to be there today. So that's great. So thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Colin, I'll make sure I text back to Meaghan right now to lose your application, I guess, unless you're going to be talking about Cisco Academy, because I feel like the more I ask you to do, I just want everybody to know, if you've not heard me hand out Colin's name and email like it's candy at Halloween. I do this all the time. So poor Colin gets sucked into everything. So I appreciate
Oh, I love it.
I love it too. I love that you're always like, yeah, I'm game. Yeah, I'm game. I'll do it. So it's great. Anybody else have anything to share at all? And thank you again, Abby. All right. Are we just we'll just end it here unless anybody has something earth shattering that has come to mind in the last 27 seconds. Meaghan, I will, if you're okay with it, I'm gonna take your slideshow and download it, since I have access to it now, and put it as an attachment to the email, or, link it. Cool. Thank you. I will do that. So everybody will have your QR code, and if they have questions, they can refer to the slides. Awesome. Awesome. All right. All right. Well, it was amazing seeing you all. I think I have everybody's name down, but if you want to put your name in the chat just to confirm that you're going to get your PD point for showing up today, that would be amazing. And thank you guys all for being here. You're awesome. And thank you for all the things you do for every student across the whole state. It's without people like you, I don't even know. I mean, education would just be a bust. I mean, you guys are amazing. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
We'll see ya.
Thank you. See you later.
See ya.
Thank you.